Hosea 3, verse 1. Then the Lord said to me, Go and love your wife again, even though she commits adultery with another lover. This will illustrate that the Lord still loves Israel, even though the people have turned to other gods and love to worship them. Now that was a reading from the book of the prophet Hosea. Now in this specific verse right here, Hosea had once again been cheated on by his wife. And in all of this, God comes to him and says, Hosea, go and love your wife again, because this will illustrate how the Lord still loves Israel, even though they turn to other gods and worship them. Now, you're probably thinking that Hosea looked at God and said, Man, you're crazy. She cheated on me. There's no way I'm taking her back in. Wrong. He took her back in and even gave her 15 pieces of silver. So you see, if you let God intervene in all those tough situations where you feel like you can't forgive anyone, watch him. He's going to make forgiveness look like a sublime art. Because God forgave us. Out of the goodness of his heart, he sent his only son to this cursed world, such that whoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. And you see, this is the thing about it. Just because God has grace for you doesn't mean it is to be abused. And just because you're not aiming to be perfect does not mean that your faith must lose balance in Jesus. Because sure, God's grace is unlimited. And sure, you're not trying to be perfect. But it's no reason to fall out of the path that God had prepared for you. In all that you do, conviction may strike when you sin and fall into temptation. But it is that conviction that lets God know that you truly love him. Because remember, Jesus said, if you love me, then you will obey the commands I've given you. So you see, you're exuberated to hate sin and the character that Christ has that is now embedded in your character. And no doubt, this also goes for how you should have mercy and grace upon others. Do not hate them. Hate the sin that they're doing, but pray for them. Intercede on their behalf. Make a fellowship with them. Because remember, God's plan in all of this, it says in Ephesians 3 verse 10, was to showcase his wisdom through us, the church, to the principalities and powers, basically Satan and his demons. Because right now, the devil is looking at you and he's looking at me, thinking that we are just going to give into sin again and again, but let us stay sturdy in Christ and prove to that liar that he's got nothing on us. So continue walking in the narrow path that he has prepared for you, and no doubt the fruits of faith will bloom in you brighter than ever.